Okay, I actually have a few seconds to myself while Mom's out before I go off for Amber's, like, bachelorette party. It's not really a bachelorette party. We're going with the, like, male side of the bridal party. Not bridal party. Party. And we're going cosmic bowling, so it's not like, woo. At first the idea was that we were gonna go to a hookah bar, but thankfully that got shot down. I don't know why. I'm currently listening to the 1 hour version of Tobuscus' new song Sideburns, so it will probably be in the background. I'll turn it off sooner eventually. Yeah. Reasons why Lafayette is interesting. Okay, I thought about this. If Rose ever posts another video, she'll have to think of other ones because I thought of these ones first. First one is the fact that we have Purdue. Because, you know, not every town gets to be a college town, and not even every college town gets to be the town of a very well-known, very well-established, fairly big college. And while I say fairly big, I mean very big, because it has like 30,000 students, and it has a really good, like, engineering program, which not every, like, college gets. It's, like, really well recognized for certain areas, you know, so that's pretty good. And, like, we get some famous people that come through here because of Purdue, like Drew Brees. He's a football player. I don't really know what for. All I know is that he plays. He comes back a couple of times. I've met him like twice. But he's famous and he went to Purdue, and if you go to XXX, you can get a breakfast named after him. If you go to XXX, you can also get a hamburger with peanut butter on it, which is surprisingly good. So that's one reason. Another reason is the fact that Lafayette is actually two separate cities. Like, when people talk about Lafayette, they talk about the whole area, but in fact there's West Lafayette and Greater Lafayette, which is the actual town that's called Lafayette, where I live. But, like, we're only separated by a river, and lots of people, like, live in Greater Lafayette and work in West Lafayette and vice versa, and, like, you go to West Lafayette for lots of things, or you come here, and West Lafayette really wouldn't exist without Purdue and such things. So, you know, that's pretty interesting, the fact that what I consider my town is actually two separate towns. And third, which doesn't quite make it unique, because when you think about it, it's the truth about lots of places, but quite a few famous people have come from Lafayette. Like, if you know a lot of Christian music, you probably heard about Jeremy Camp. He's from Lafayette. Or if you're a human being and you've heard of Guns N' Roses, Izzy Stradlin came from Lafayette, one of the co-founders for Guns N' Roses. The other co-founder, which is a bit more personal to me, is Axl Rose, came from Lafayette. In fact, A, he was baptized at my church. Like, he went there, you know. B, he went to my high school. In fact, Mrs. Norman, one of my, like, best favorite teachers, like, one of her stories is that she flunked Axl Rose in her class. Like, she didn't like him. He was not a good person. And in fact, he's in one of our yearbooks. Like, he has 2 pictures in it, and at one point in time she actually sold, like, that yearbook to this chick in California for like $300, even though he's only in there twice. Once for his class photo, and another time for when he was running in track. That's it. She was like, whatever, you want it? I'll take $300 for it. And C, I don't know, I can't remember how I was counting. Oh, he used to live either down the street or right behind the house where my sister currently lives. I'm gonna turn off this Sideburns song now. My heart yearns for my own sideburns. Another famous person, which is also kind of personal to me, is Shannon Hoon, who was the lead singer and one of the founders for the band Blind Melon. You might know them. If you don't know them, it's really kind of sad, because, like, their only really famous song, because Shannon Hoon died not long after it became famous, and, like, they really started to pick up, is No Rain. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like to watch the puddles gather rain. That song. Yeah. He went to my church also. He didn't go to my school. He went out to the McCutcheon district. He was in that district, so he went to that school, and he's buried out in Dayton, which is kind of like a smaller town right outside of Lafayette. If Lafayette was bigger, it'd be considered a suburb. But he's buried there, and every year they hold like this vigil for him and such things. I've never actually been to it. But he went to my church. His daughter actually was baptized at my church as well. She used to go to my parochial school, St. James, for like a couple years. She was in Robbie's class, and like earlier this year she actually was confirmed there, so it's like, that's really kind of cool. Small world, after all. Olivia asked to your like question about how we're handling with like the crazy weather that's happening around here. The answer is not well. It's horrible. It is so horrible. It's like 110 degrees here today. Today. It's supposed to be 105 tomorrow during Amber's wedding. We're taking pictures outside at this really, really pretty house downtown. I don't really want to give you like directions to it because it's like, oh yeah, it's right here, but none of you know what I'm talking about except for Rose. The really big, it's the Fowler house, Rose. Fowler house. The really big one. I think you said your sister either got married there or like she got bridal pictures taken there, like, you know, wedding day pictures taken there. That's why we're going there. But it's really pretty, and it's a really big house, and it's a museum. It was like built in the 1800s or something. It's really nice. But we're gonna be there and we're gonna melt. I mean, seriously, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible. I mean, like, usually people look at like wedding pictures and they're like, oh, you were so beautiful on your wedding day and it was so wonderful. They're gonna look at pictures of Amber's wedding day when we're at the Fowler house, and it's just gonna be us as like little pink and purple and black and white petals on the ground, and they're gonna be like, oh, you're so beautiful even though you're nothing. And it's really, really bad. I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, you look so pretty. It's going to be like, oh, you look so good despite the fact that the weather was on your wedding day and the fact that you were dying. It's not nice. I mean, it's such a weird, like, contrast to apparently how my sister's wedding was. Because, like, on her wedding day, apparently it was storming, like, really, really bad. And, like, right after the pastor said, like, and now I pronounce you husband and wife, there was, like, this big clap of thunder. And my mom was just like, oh, goodness. Oh goodness. It was just really funny. Maybe we're just all doomed to have really bad like weather on our wedding days. I should like take note of this, so if and when I ever get married, I just be like, yep, I knew this. Tornado, you know. I guess we just need to escalate the whole thing. No big deal. Not like I want to get married today. Whatevskis. Yeah. Yeah. It's rather bad. It's so bad. I hate it. Ugh. I'm going Cosmic Bowling right now. They're like out front right now. So, I'm not sure how long this is. It might be up to time, it might not be. I'm probably, no matter what, going to put up another video on Sunday. So that'd be like, hey, recap of the craziness that I just put up with. But, as it is now, have a happy everything! And I hope that I don't die tomorrow by the bridezilla that is not the bride, aka my sister.